Hey, what's going on, y'all? Now, in today's video, I want to talk about a specific kind of topic that is very biblical, I think, because, listen, in this world, it's fundamentally built on the concept of pride. You know, it's a part of our fallen human ego to think that when we do something amazing, when we do something great, that's us. And I think that it's important to note that God has given us sovereign wills to make free decisions, choices for ourselves and our lives, but the power that comes out of us is not our power. We as physical beings, we draw in power outside of us, and that power comes from God and it comes from the devil. And you got people out here that are light workers and they're working for the light. They're working from the light of God. They're emitting the light of God. And you got some people out here that are shining. They're voids. They're black holes, and they're sucking in the light. And these are people that are emitting darkness. Their servant is Satan. Their master is Satan. Excuse me. And they serve their dark lord the same way we serve our bright one, that is God, Yahweh. But let's get into this, because pride is again something that our nation is built on, and as egotistical creatures, you know, we think that we should be taking pride in ourselves and all these things that we're doing, all our accomplishments. But really, there's a danger there. There's a danger in pride, and there's a reason that it is your downfall. And here, let's just get right into it. The title of this video is going to be "Spend more time doing what you take pride in than taking pride in what you do." And this is truly essential. Again, this is kind of, we'll go into why pride is our downfall. And I also want to explain what we should replace pride with. So, as I said, let's get into it. So, whenever you're doing something that you take pride in, that you feel you deserve praise for, even because, you know, you think that you're doing something to a proficient level, you have to understand that, again, that's not coming from you. That ability, all this is a gift. It's a blessing from God that we even have this life and are able to do any of these things. So to acknowledge and to appreciate that, to be honored even by that, it is our obligation. You know what I mean? It is really the correct pathway to take, as opposed to taking pride in things. Because as soon as you start taking pride in something and what you're doing, you know, you say, okay, well, this is my accomplishment now. You take all that credit away from God and you give it to yourself. And the problem with that is that, again, it starts to pull you down, and really it starts to detract from you spending time doing that thing that made you, you know, a proficient individual. The devil gets you boasting. He gets you talking to people like, oh yeah, I'm this kind of guy, I'm that kind of guy, I can do this, I can do that. And you, at some point, the more you get deeper into that habit, you spend more time simply talking and boasting about how good you are at doing the thing, how good you are at being whatever you are, as opposed to simply doing it. And so the more you spend a lot of time boasting and less time doing the thing, and suddenly you become less proficient at the thing, and you spend even more time boasting about how good you are at the thing, or at least how good you were at the thing. And you, as your skills lessen and lessen, you eventually stop even being the thing at all. And I'm going to use guitar for two examples here, but this happened to me with guitar, you know, where I got into classical guitar and I was telling people, yeah, I'm learning this, I'm playing this, I'm doing this, it's amazing. And really, you know, I was trying to just be happy, but there was a little bit of showing off and you know, and you know, again, just displaying where I was, taking pride even in where I was. And over time, I played classical guitar a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less, but I was still talking. I was certainly still talking like I was playing, you know. But again, the knowledge, everything, it decreased with time, and I had to just stop. Once I realized, like, wow, I'm literally just my skills are depreciating by me not playing and talking about this so much. I need to spend more time just working at this, just building my skills and improving, and not even speaking about it all. This is what people mean making moves in silence, bro. Make your moves in silence, because at the end of the day, listen, having the fewer attention keeps you focused and locked into your goals. And that's how God wants us to be, you know, keeping our eyes focused on what we should be doing for Him, His purpose for our lives, because His purpose for our lives, He lies there. And just like Peter in the boat, we're meant to keep our eyes on God, and we can walk on water. But let's keep on moving, because there's more to why pride can be your downfall, and this can even be in the moment. You know, again, I want to use guitar for this example. But while you're taking pride in what you're doing, as opposed to spending time doing that thing that you are taking pride in, whenever you start to take pride, it interrupts the process of you doing the thing. So, I would be playing guitar for people, for a concert, whatever it is, I'm playing guitar, you know what I mean? And I'm just getting into it, just doing my thing. And then I'm starting to feel that people are enjoying it, people are getting into it, people are liking it. And that, oh yeah, me, I'm playing it, I'm doing it, and what do you know? I start messing up. Why? Because I just interrupted the process of me doing what people were enjoying. And I'm saying, if I was honored, if I was saying, oh man, I am so honored that I'm able to play for these people and they're able to enjoy this, and that I'm able to create more harmony for this universe and this world, for the power of God. Like, with that kind of mentality, that's the kind of mentality that allows you to play even better, because you're asking God, you're directing the power of God through you. The hard part for us, man, as vessels, because listen, we are vessels. We are temples of God, and what we fill ourselves with is our choice. Some people fill themselves with darkness and the devil. Others of us fill ourselves with light and the Lord. And us that have filled ourselves with light and the Lord, listen, we have to pour out into others. We have to pour out into this world. But at the same time, it's like what you contain. Again, that's your choice. What you contain is your choice. But in the same vein, it's like what you pour into is your choice. And the hard part as vessels is getting out of the way and just letting God pour us out. Just letting God pour us out into the world, because He already knows where His magic is supposed to come from through us. You know what I'm saying? He already knows the best place, the best direction, the best destination for His power to go. We just have to get out of the way and let God pour us out. We have to just step aside and let God do the work. And again, that's the hard part, because we are vessels, but we are vessels with a sovereign will. And so we want to say, well, I want to pour it in this way, and I want to do it like this, as opposed to listening to God. But again, as soon as we start to get into our will, we destroy ourselves. We interrupt the process of God pouring out of us, and so suddenly the devil, we create a foothold for the devil to start interrupting us, and when we start making mistakes, we start messing up, because again, pride, it interrupts God's will in our lives. So again, being honored. This is the alternative. Being honored that we can even be in such a position. And this is why in the Bible it mentions many times that God will honor you. That we are supposed to be honorable. You know what I mean? Like there is honor to be had in serving the Lord, but not pride. We should not be taking pride. Pride is the beginning of death, especially for men, because I think that that's our great weakness, you know what I'm saying? Even look back to Eve in the garden, you know what I mean? Adam was so prideful into thinking that, you know what, well, yeah, us humans, we got to have the right idea of how to do things. God's just trying to keep this from us. I'm going to trust my wife. You know what I'm saying? It's pride. Pride. And really, and even the devil, to think that he could do things better than God, to think that his ideas on how to run things were better than God's, is that he should usurp God. Like, that's pride is the original sin. Pride leads to rebellion, leads to all these things, but pride is the original sin, and God abhors it. But He also gave us the ability to have it so that we could conquer it and come to Him. I want to wrap this up quickly with a verse from James 2:5, and just kind of talking about boasting, being boastful, and not letting your tongue draw you to the pit. So it goes, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a master a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature. It is set on the fire of hell. In the end, we have to protect ourselves from the fires of hell. We have to and protect ourselves from our own member. In James, many a times it comments on the fact that the tongue truly is full of iniquity and evil, and we have to watch and mind our tongues, because listen, so much filth wants to come out of there. We want to curse, we want to say debaucherous things, we want to boast and be prideful and take pride in ourselves. But again, coming to this place of honor and humility, understanding that the source of this is God, and the source of all the good we do in this world is God. It's not us, it's God, because God is good. He is the ultimate good. He is the essence of goodness. When we understand that, when we acknowledge that and respect that, God can come through us easily and without interruption. The connection is steady, firm, and stable. You want to have 180p streaming with God. You know what I'm saying? You want that connection to be quality. But as soon as we start getting pride in ourselves, we start not only pulling ourselves away from doing what God was asking us to do, but if it's while we're doing it, it can interrupt the process of us doing it, interrupt the process of God pouring out of us, and it can literally, a drop of poison poisons the whole water. You know what I'm saying? That little drop of pride poisons the whole water that you're pouring out. So we have to maintain our purity and sanctity in the Lord. All right, y'all. I hope that this video was enlightening, helped you see some different perspectives on why pride is not the way that we should be going for things. How pride stops us from doing what we should be doing to honor God, and how, as opposed to feeling pride, as opposed to feeling, you know, this boastful energy, what we should do is be honored. Seek honor of the Lord, and seek to honor the Lord with our actions. All right, y'all. Take care. Shalom.